everybody, and welcome to another video on US MREs. In this video, I will be eating and, I guess, reviewing US MRE menu number 17. Pork sausage patty, maple flavored. Honestly, I already really enjoy this MRE menu, so don't expect a really fair or unbiased review on this because I like it a lot. Before I open that up, I want to wish everybody a good day or a good night, whenever or wherever it is for you. I hope it's going really well. As always, if you like the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, helps the channel grow, and let's take a look at what's on the inside of one of the only two US MRE breakfast menus. The other one being, excuse me a moment, menu number 20, Italian sausage with peppers and onions in marinara sauce. There are only two breakfast menus in the regular US MRE lineup. A bit of an oversight, especially considering they are both in the B case. That is to say, they're both menus 13 through 24. So the way these are issued to soldiers, excuse me a moment once again, is in one of these large cases, which contains 12 MRE menus within it. I've eaten a few of them, so it's not 12 left in there anymore, and they're always the first 12 or the last 12. There's no mixing. So you can get stuck with no breakfast menus if you're really unlucky. Alright, let's see if I can make some good sounds with this packaging. If anyone wants a longer video with just MRE sounds, like the sounds I can produce with the MRE bag and the components, please let me know in the comments. Without further ado, let's get these bad boys open. I'm not 100% sure, but I think these were made last year, 207th day of 2023. Don't quote me on that. I'm using my phone to record, so I can't exactly Google it, but I know these are fairly recent, mainly because Italian sausage is a very new menu. I think is introduced in 2022. So that really narrows down the amount of years that these MREs could have been produced in. And it's open. A lot of these MREs contain this bag within a bag. They used to contain I believe a cardboard protective sleeve around the components, but they replaced it with plastic. That's to reduce pinholing and accidental damage to the individual components. Alright. Smoked almonds. Honestly, a good choice. Smoked almonds are always nice. They've got that really strong artificial liquid smoke flavor to them. They always come, packaged kind of funny, in my opinion. The maple muffin top. Essentially a maple pound cake by a different name. Muffin tops are always delicious little treats available. So it looks like this one's got 280 calories, 15 grams of total fat, 45 milligrams of cholesterol, 250 milligrams of sodium, 33 total carbs with 19 sugars, 3 grams of protein. It's got some calcium, a little bit of iron. Just really a sweet treat. What is this exactly? Hash brown. Excuse me a minute. Hash brown potatoes. Okay. With bacon, peppers, and onions. These are really nice. Really great addition. As you can see, a big difference between the regular US MRE menu and the meal cold weathers. I will be reviewing this one too, simply because it's so strange, but that's neither here nor there. But a big difference between the meal cold weathers and the US MREs is, if you remember, all the mains are freeze dried in these meal cold weathers and require water to rehydrate, as opposed to standard US MREs, which contain the food in what is known as a retort pouch, otherwise known as a thermostabilized pouch, and it does exactly what the name suggests, attempts to keep the contents at a fairly stable condition, no matter what the temperature may be. I don't know exactly what they're made out of or how that works, but Google's your friend there. Oh wow, big score. I thought they got rid of these. Dehydrated granola with milk and blueberries. You might remember this from meal cold weather. I think I reviewed a meal cold weather that contained this breakfast component. But these granola, dehydrated granola breakfast items are generally very delicious, extremely flavorful, and a wonderful addition to any breakfast menu. As much as I enjoy the maple flavored pork patty, that's gonna be the star of breakfast, I get a feeling. Hell yeah. We got table syrup. That's phenomenal. We've got US Army grape drink, great beverage powder, no fruit juice. grape flavored beverage powder is my second favorite beverage powder, right after orange. But this is a little bit different, in that it's a carbohydrate electrolyte beverage powder. It's like a sports drink as opposed to the regular beverage powders, which are more of a flavor sort of thing. It's like Kool-Aid versus Powerade, I guess. This is useless hot beverage bag. It's essentially a Ziploc bag with no gusset. It does contain fill lines, which are handy, but that's widely considered to be useless other than as a trash bag. US MRE spoon. These are some of the best plastic spoons you could ever get. So, some of you may be wondering, how do I heat this up? Well, there's many ways to heat up a MRE menu. But the way that they provide you to do so is this, a flameless ration heater. It contains a packet of chemicals that react with water in a way that produces heat and steam. So the idea is you tear open the top of the bag, place your mains or whatever components you want heated into the bag, add water, and shake so all these heating elements activate and react with the water. And then you just kind of wait, and it gets your components most of the time lukewarm. If you get a really active flameless ration heater, it will get these mains very hot, but that is extremely rare because for some reason the US military trusts their soldiers with guns and million-dollar pieces of equipment, but it can't trust them to heat their food properly, which is why the US military purposefully toned down the heat output on these FRHs. And there it is. The breakfast patty. Oh yeah. These things, I love them. I don't know why, but I just think they're really good. Just a simple, diner flavor to it. I love them. And here we have a nutrition fact sheet, as well as a cardboard sleeve, which you can use to slot those into and hold inside the FRH to avoid pinholing. So let's take a look. That's actually a very low ingredient count for what it is. Looks like 230 calories for the maple patty and only 160 calories worth of hash browns, which is surprising. I thought it'd be the other way, but really balanced macronutrient profile. 19 grams of fat, 12 grams of protein, 7 and 7 for the hash browns. And it looks like they don't really contain too many vitamins and minerals. A lot of that's going to be taken care of by the accessories. Which is why on the flip side, it tells you the 5 R's for optimal recovery. Actually, hold on. That's not... Okay, they changed this and I never paid attention to it. But a long time ago, they used to detail on the back of these sleeves, like, why it was important to eat every single component of the MREs and not waste them, because each one is designed to contain a complete nutrient profile for the individual. Besides fiber, there's not a whole lot of fiber in these from what I remember. Yeah. So, I almost forgot the accessory packet. There we are. No Tabasco, but that's perfectly fine because I've got a stash of Tabasco. So we've got Bill's Brew. I've been over Bill's Brew many times at this point. I find Bill's Brew a very palatable and enjoyable instant coffee product. Chiclets, regular chiclets. There's two types of chiclets. You have the mint in the clear pouch, and then you have cinnamon in the red pouch. This is a creamer. I think I might actually try and put that into the granola. I've never seen anybody do it before, but I think it might, I don't know, it might thicken it up a little bit. It's worth trying, you know. TP. Good old sugar. Don't really need sugar for anything. I drink my coffee black and everything else is pretty sweet already. Good old dirt nap. Latex free. Why did it? I already have sugar down there. I don't need Splenda if I already have sugar. If anybody in the comments chooses to use Splenda, please tell me why. It fell on the floor. I'm not even going to deal with that. And a tiny, tiny little pack of salt. Alright, with all that unpacked, give me a moment to get some hot water going for the granola and the coffee, and to plate everything up in a nice little way. And we're back. I've got everything set up. I'm gonna start with my coffee over there, the Bill's Brew. I'll start with the hot items, because I can do the FRH up pretty much any time I want. And I've got to get the hot water going on these two right here. So let me start with the coffee. I've been saving these up a little bit. Pour both of those out into there. I want a nice strong coffee this morning. Wow, it smells incredibly good already. Excuse me a moment. And there you can see, there's nothing wrong with the coffee. It all looks perfectly fine. That's about the correct amount of water you want to add to that coffee. You don't want it to be too weak. It smells like, really, if you just made some coffee fresh in the morning off the pot, like a Mr. Coffee or something like that. Next up is that granola. Look at those nice blueberries down there, and the freshness packet. Do not eat. Let's take a nice smell. It smells exactly like those granola bars, those Quaker bars, the blueberry flavored ones. If anybody remembers those, it smells exactly like that. And like I said, I'm going to be trying something a little bit different and adding the creamer to the granola. This could go really well or it could go really bad. Hopefully this makes it a bit thicker, but there is no way of knowing until I actually pour the water in. Bombs away. With these, you always want to start off with a small quantity of water and then add more as needed. It appears that was the correct amount of water. I'm gonna let that rehydrate just for a little bit, and in the meantime, I'm gonna get my main meal heated up and open up the other snacks. One thing I've definitely noticed about these MREs is the sheer amount of plastic waste that you come up with when making these. So all you need to do to operate one of these flameless ration heaters is a little bit of water and a bit of luck. You really want to make sure all the food is seated under this heating element. The trick is to be able to get this one on the correct side of the heating element now. if you can see it in there, but we've got the heating element in the middle of both of our main courses. So all you do now is just top it up a little bit. So with the water placed inside, you fold this over and then give it a little bit of a shake to get all the heating elements activated. You can hear them in there working away. And this is exactly why you keep one of these handy. You just force those back into the cardboard protective sleeve, and then you use a rock or something to prop that up and let it cook for a little while. Let's open up the two sides. Start out with the smoked almonds. No hiss. They smell like smoked almonds. Those are all the almonds you get, so you better cherish them. You can see the flavor dusting on there. Seems like they've toned down the liquid smoke flavor. It's not as strong as I remember. Now for the maple muffin top. I'm going to try and save this for dessert, but I'll have to try a little bit. Look at that beautiful golden disc. Smells like maple syrup. Nice and sweet, and sticky smelling. It's crumbly like cornbread. Time to grab a little bite. Tastes exactly like if you dip a piece of white bread in syrup. Very good, very sweet, perfect dessert. Now for our grape drink. It smells instantly. As soon as you open the packaging, it smells like grape Kool-Aid. Can't see anything down there. Now to shake this bad boy up. The early grape drinks were almost black in color. the taste test. Tastes like weak grape Kool-Aid. And now for the wonderful coffee. Smells so nice. Oh yeah. 2 packs are the way to go. And without further ado, time to try out this nice blueberry granola breakfast. Look at that. Doesn't that look really appetizing? I'm not joking, it does look honestly really good. That granola and that coffee is the perfect breakfast combination. The granola is delicious, not dry, lightly. There's like a powdered milk that kind of coats your mouth, but that's not really the issue with the granola. There's no issue with it. It tastes fresh. Maybe a little bit of butter in there, like malt, maybe. I'm not too sure. It tastes great for granola. The blueberries in the milk are lightly sweet, not overly sweet, and the blueberries taste really fresh. Not to mention the added benefit of blue milk without having to go to Disneyland and pay $50 for it. But the coffee pairs so well with this breakfast item, it's not even funny. With 2 packets of Bill's Brew and about 4 to 6 ounces of water, it tastes a lot like a lot of the percolated coffees that my father used to make on camping trips with me. It brings back a lot of memories. Taking very small sips of that coffee because I want to savor it. Now for some of these almonds, they're okay. I already know they're okay. It's just, they're not my favorite thing, you know. I don't know if they actually toned that down recently, but those used to taste extremely strongly of fake, like liquid smoke flavor. But those taste fairly regular. You can obviously still taste the liquid smoke, but it's not overpowering like it used to be. rest of this granola, or a good amount of it. I think it's the right move to put the coffee creamer in there. Those blueberries. You get one that's not quite rehydrated, it'll burst in your mouth, and it's just straight blueberry flavor. It's delicious. And the coffee to wash it all down is just, this is the perfect breakfast combination. I couldn't think of anything better. I really couldn't. I think after this bite of blueberry granola, I'll check on the main. It's definitely heated up properly. It's hot to the touch, even through the cardboard sleeve. And that's really about as good as it's ever gonna get. So give me a moment to extract these and then wipe down the outside of the retort pouches. Since one drawback with the flameless ration heater is that the outside of the mains get coated in like this chemical water. So I'll be right back. Alright, everything's all set up. Those pouches are cleaned off and I'm ready to extract the contents of those retort mains. Let's start off with the more interesting one of the two, I think. The pork sausage patty itself. Look at that beauty. Look at that. Let's get a whiff. Smells like maple breakfast sausage. Delicious. You want to hang on to that sausage juice. It's all that flavor. Want to make room for these hash brown potatoes, which honestly got pretty hot in there. That flameless ration heater worked about as well as I could have expected it to. Even still, the top is still fairly cool, so when it gets out onto the plate, I'll have to mix it up so it heats evenly, or at least you're getting a mix of hot and cold bites. Look at that. I wish they used red peppers as opposed to green peppers, but beggars can't be choosers. Holy moly, that smells delicious. That smells like diner style. Like diner home fries. Oh my god, it smells amazing. I'm not lying at all. It smells wonderful. I'm well aware this may not look like the most appetizing breakfast, but I can assure you it smells phenomenal. I want to taste a bite of these hash browned potatoes and the sausage juice, which frees up that table syrup for something else, I think. Although I might just dump the syrup on top of this. The flavor is great. The bacon, nice salty, savory taste from the bacon. And the peppers come in for a good amount of flavor. The potatoes are there for, as a staple. But the texture is where it's really let down. It's just really mushy. Potatoes do not hold up well like that. But it tastes extremely good. These are firmer than I remember. A lot firmer than the jalapeno beef patty. If anybody knows what that is. But look at that. Look at the inside of that pork patty there. Pretty crazy, huh? Well, bottoms up. It's really good. Without the table syrup, it's just lightly sweet. A little bit salty, not very salty at all. Tastes like pork, like breakfast sausage. It's honestly really nice. That table syrup's going on there, though. Just needs a little extra something, And that syrup is legit too. Wicked sticky, wicked sweet. Try these potatoes out now with that syrup. Immediate improvement to flavor. Texture, definitely took a hit. The syrup obviously made it a lot soupier. But that mix of sweet, savory, and the peppers, it really all comes together to make it a wonderful breakfast. They really firm these pork patties up. They used to be a lot softer. Get a bite of everything, I think. That's honestly an incredibly comforting breakfast. It tastes like something you'd get out of like a small town diner. And I think that's a very overlooked thing in military menus, it's gotta be a morale boost, you know what I mean? Eating, it's gotta be comforting. It's gotta be something that will not really take you out of it, but it'll get your mind away from whatever the hell is going on at the moment. Like, as soon as I eat this, you know, with the syrup and everything, it reminds me of small town diners that I used to go to a lot, and how they did their hash browns and breakfast sausages, and how I used to put syrup on them. It's comforting. It's a really comforting flavor. And when people complain about some of the MRE menus, like, oh, why can't they do something that tastes like this, or do something better, I respond with the main purpose of an MRE being not only to nourish a soldier's body, but to nourish his mind as well, you know, to keep them healthy and focused mentally, and remind them why they're out there fighting. That's really poetic and everything, but that's, you know, it is what it is. I don't think it's like with the military season MRE menus. Like, for example, there's a Japanese self-defense force menu that's, hamburger patty, right? And it's like a hamburg steak, one of those Japanese types that's really soft. And Steve 1989 described it as cafeteria food, which is exactly what it is. To, like, remind soldiers of, like, that time, you know, their time in school when it was served to them or whatever. You know, keep them happy. Man, that's good. So good. Reminds me of going to, like, Percy's place with my father when he had custody on the weekends. It's kind of like the flavor profile I'm getting. There's one thing the U.S. Armed Forces will teach you, is how to hydrate. If you ever enlist, one phrase you'll become very familiar with is hydrate, recruit. Essentially, that means stop what you're doing and drink as much water as you physically can. It's better to be pissing often than never. I'll tell you that right now. The U.S. military can barely afford health care for its veterans, let alone curing kidney stones and gallbladder issues for their active duty members. So when you go to great mistakes, and your petty officer or chief petty officer tells you to fucking hydrate, you better hydrate. Because time spent in the fucking sick bay is time not spent marching, learning cadence and discipline. beard shit, like a pass to grow your facial hair, so it's not all wasted time. If anybody's served, I know there's at least one guy who says he served, or is currently serving. Now feel free to let me know in the comments. We won't have much to talk about, but mainly since I fucked up my time in boot camp, but never made it to a ship, but you know, I've always thought about re-enlisting, but just never really got around to it, I guess. Kinda always felt like that chapter of my life was closed. Alright, I'm gonna wrap up eating, and then, well actually no, I have nothing to come back to. So you know what? I'm gonna take a big old bite of that maple muffin top, tell you how it is, and then we're gonna end the video there. Look at that beauty. I don't know why, but they're always slightly glossy. All the pound cakes and everything like that too. The perfect dessert. Can never go wrong with that. I just wish they gave me more coffee. Because the coffee pairs extremely well with everything on this spread except maybe the almonds. But it pairs especially well with the granola and the maple muffin top. So, without further ado, I rate this MRE okay, 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 and okay. That is 8 okays out of 10. If anybody remembers where that shit's from, I'd love to hear you say it.